shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. Navy ready for kickoff as we get this game started. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. So the Notre Dame Fighting Irish offense heads onto the field for the first possession of this game. These rivalry games can really get the blood pumping, and we'll see who can manage their emotions best early.
Everyone's been waiting for this game, right? You know, both of these teams have had this game circled all the way back to the beginning of the offseason, so you got to be able to play under control.
With passion, with energy, with hatred, because it's a rivalry game, but keep your emotions in check and making sure I'm controlling what I can control.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw, it's Carr. Fires to the big fella. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackling.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Trying to get to it. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Notre Dame lining up to punt it away. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. No fair catches here, looking for room. Coverage team able to put a stop to that return at the 42-yard line. The midshipman offense makes its way onto the field for their first possession of the game. One thing to watch, can this guy get in the quarterback's head and make him take a peek at the rush, David?
Dang, Skippy, that's what you want to do. You want to make this guy a little bit more human and not as much of a game breaker at the quarterback spot. Get some pressure on him, hit him a few times.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he can't hurt you if he's laying on his back. And this defensive end can put him there often.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. He's going to pass on 2nd down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They have relished this tight victory since the last time these two got together, Pollard.
That's just winning is beautiful. And when you beat your rival and you get those bragging rights, Palmer, it is a glorious thing for a whole year and sometimes longer.
Well, that's the best thing about rivalry games like this. For the winning team, whoever pulls this one out here today, their fans are going to be bragging about this one for a long time.
And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for it.
Can anyone catch it? Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
What great explosiveness by this running back to break through and almost get to the house, Jesse, but just comes up short.
Well, I'll tell you, he had a lot of help downfield as well. Receivers getting blocks and making life easier on the back there. And all of a sudden now, this offense knocking on the door deep down in their opponent's territory.
He pushes it forward all the way to the 2-yard line. So loud it's rattling your fillings on 3rd and goal. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know if you're this offense, you're dialing up this running back, man. He has been a scoring machine all season long. And
he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, midshipman. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. And the returner will be brought down. Here come the Irish back on offense. Boy, 3 and out last time, Davey. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm.
And he breaks into the open. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Carr. And that's going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Irish send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Takes it on the return. They'll get downfield and make the tackle right at the 16-yard line. And Navy will go back on the attack. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. Navy quick to the line.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. At the end of the quarter, Navy has the lead. 1 period in the books, and let's take a look at the stats. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He'll keep it himself. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, David.
And the hardest thing to do in college football is to go on the road. Everything about it changes, and you want to shut this crowd up early. You don't want to give them belief, because if it starts to build throughout the game, look out.
Incomplete pass, and the defense comes up big, and they take over. Offense set on 1st down. On the ground, it's White.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Looking to throw, it's Carr. Makes his connection. Stopped just across the 50 at the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 10 and a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Give to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's a great play by the defensive end. The most athletic players on the field play defensive end. Yes, you heard me, Jess, Reese. Exactly what I said. Great get off. Great job getting the backfield, making the play. And here we go. If you're an offense, you've got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
Power football with the run. Makes his man miss. What a nifty run there to pick up the 1st down. The Irish trying to strike gold in this red zone trip. They'll give it to him again. And he'll step into the
best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
And the extra point splits the uprights. And we're all square as he's set to kick it away. Here's the return from inside his 10. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the fourth down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complimentary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
They go to the ground.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. He's got it. And he unleashed the RPMs on that pass. Man, this sophomore has an arm. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. Goes to the option. And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. Now the defense has got it, and they're going the other way. Touchdown, Fighting Irish. The defense with the scoop and score.
And that's just the guy you want to find that football. The ball's loose. Who do you want to get it? One of your little fast guys. The defensive back picks it up and turns on the afterburners. Takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Wide receiver coming across in motion. To the air on first down. It's complete to the right. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Complete. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. Offense, quick tempo. He's looking to throw it. Got his man quickly. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. They'll try to kick it into overdrive. Clock's running, second down coming. He's looking to throw. Coming after it. And that pass intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's why as quarterbacks you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching you. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
Quickly out to the tight end. The offense wastes no time getting the timeout called. It's now second down after the short completion. Dropping back, it's Carr. Got him downfield. Touchdown, Irish! And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it. That touchdown gives his team a pretty significant lead at this point.
And that's what you want. You want to start fast. You want everything to come out, start clicking, make some plays. It doesn't always work that way, but when you do, man, the energy, the crowd, everybody's into it. Now the other team better respond.
And the returner goes down. And here comes the Navy offense. Now you find out just how much of a gunslinger you are. Will you roll the dice here late in the half, Dave?
And you know the defense is going to be really, really conservative, so I think it's an opportunity to be able to take a shot, see how much of a chunk you can get before then you decide really, Jesse, how you want to finish the half.
Just can't turn it over and throw a pick if you're the quarterback here. You've got to be so smart. You're going to be aggressive with your decision.
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. On second down, he'll let it fly. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. On third down, he drops to throw. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Navy will have to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he will boom that punt out of bounds. No chance for a return. Let's see where the officials spot it. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. He leaves it with his back. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing? The offense burns its third and final timeout of the half. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. To the ground with the back. At the 45 on his way. They finally make the stop, but that one will make those halftime stats look a little nicer as we head to the break. Ready to go here in the second half, and Notre Dame will kick it away. Oh, he's going to go for the return. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. And Navy will go back on the attack. Down 2 possessions to start this third quarter. They'd love to build some early momentum.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the second half, so now you're down. I got to maximize every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive off on a good note.
Yeah, it starts right here. Obviously, you can't get it all back on this drive, but you can create that momentum. You can create something special and some energy, but it's going to start with this offense here executing at a high rate.
Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll run the option. The pitch. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Pocket starts to collapse. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Quarterback will audible. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. This time it's complete. You know this sophomore has a big arm, and there were some revolutions on that one.
Really nice job there by the quarterback, understanding that it's zone coverage on 3rd down. You're going to have to find someone working into a soft spot, get the ball out of your hands quickly, make an accurate throw, and pick up the first. Well done.
Fans are bringing the noise on 1st and goal. Out of the gun, looking to throw. That one came in hot, and it's incomplete.
And you didn't have a lot of panic in the first half. Man, you're starting to get down in the second half, and this offense just has really, really struggled, underperformed. You know you're a better team, but this offense hasn't shown it. This team hasn't shown it. It's the third quarter. They got to get it going now.
Navy quick to the line. Trying to make their way to the promised land on 3rd and goal. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Navy! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Offense getting set for first down. Quarterback on the keeper. Crosses the 30, he's got away. And he's down at the 41, that's a first down. Big chunk play to start this drive. Now they'll really try to take it to this defense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he'll find enough running room to get it just short of midfield at the 49. 8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and short. Using his legs, it's White. Dragged down at the 46 after a pickup of 5 and the first down.
Well, this defense is on its heels right now, especially trying to stop the run. They're just not being physical enough. They give up another run right there for a first down. Someone's going to have to step up and make a play.
able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Small gain, I know, but again, the defense knows he's going to run the football. He's willing to run the football, not just drop back and pass. Make him honor the run game. You've got to do a lot of this.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, defense is about getting off the football. And when that defensive line can be disruptive and get in the backfield right away and mess up those pullers actions on those counter plays, it can be really advantageous for the defense. Great job by the defense being hyperactive.
Just had to get rid of that one to save the yardage on third down. So look at this. They're sending out the kicker to try a long one. Somebody better check that dude's foot and see if it's juiced. Man, oh man, from outside 60, he sails it through.
Now look, you don't see kickers on highlight tapes too often. That 61-yard field goal is going to make every highlight reel in the country. Wow.
They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. He'll ride his man on the option. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. After the 9-yard pickup on first down, here's 2nd and 1. On the option. He'll toss it. Still on his feet at the 45. The expressway is wide open. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, midshipman. Getting set for the point after. And the extra point pulls them to within 3, 24-21. What a display of explosive capabilities on that drive. 75 yards, 2 plays, and a touchdown. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Here come the Irish back on offense. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that field goal kicker can knock it in from a long way out.
Well, he's one of the best in the country, Reese, no doubt. But this offense would like him and prefer for him to kick an extra point on this drive. And to do that, David, they've got to have more rhythm on offense.
Yeah, create some more rhythm, create some more explosive plays, and maybe some more balance. And listen, it's nice to have that weapon and kick long field goals. If you kick too many field goals, you don't get very many W's.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Guys, we've come to the end of the quarter, and Notre Dame has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Looking downfield, it's Carr. He lobs one high down the left side. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Man, we needed that so bad. We needed the football, had to get a stop, forcing a turnover. Best case scenario, offense back on the field, trailing in the fourth quarter. Time to go win.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Navy quick to the line. On the option. Now the pitch. Showing off the arm. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there. They need to get a little closer for a field goal try, and they've got to do it in a hurry. They'll run the option. Now the pitch. At the 35, he's loose. And that's what this option will do to you. They got the pitch man free, and he was off to the races. Here comes Navy back to the line after picking up the first down. The sweet feet buy a little time. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, first and goal.
There's a couple of ways to deal with quarterbacks that can run like that so well. QB contain. Keep those ends outside and wide. Keep them in the pocket. And put a spy on him. Put a guy in the middle of the field who's really fast that has the ability to go get that guy when he takes off in situations like this.
Got nothing last time. Now 2nd and goal from the 3. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a
touchdown, Navy! They've got the lead here in the fourth.
Man, I love this offense, being able to run the football late in the game when it matters and punch it in for the touchdown, and more importantly, take the lead.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Notre Dame has the ball and ready to get moving. Mistakes are going to happen as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
There he goes to the right. Touchdown, Notre Dame. They move on top here in the fourth.
Yeah, and a nice job in the fourth quarter making plays, and a nice job being on the same page. QB, receiver. You could tell he broke with the football. He caught it in stride, gets into the end zone. Nice pitch and catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. And the midshipman offense making its way back onto the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays. Everything on the ground on that first drive worked.
And we know that this is the identity this coaching staff wants for this team, right? They want to be the most physical team on the field. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Comes out throwing on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. Makes the catch. It's Batonio. They get him down after he makes the catch.
Hey, on offense, you just got to stay ahead of the sticks, and a big part of that is finding positive production on first down. When you've got this guy in the backfield, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You're going to hand it off to him, but how about dialing up the pass play on first down and just letting him go to work to set up second and short?
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot. But that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play? Just making it happen, breaking off the huge gain. It's tough to get these guys on the ground.
And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Snap in the shotgun. Unloads it left. It's complete. And wisely gets out of bounds to stop the clock. They've got the first down, now in plus territory and a chance to save themselves. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll do it himself. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
Third down, and this crowd will blow out a vocal cord to help this defense. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and fourth down's coming.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a double.
They convert the fourth down, but back to the line with no time to waste. They'll leave it with him. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They get the timeout called. 11 seconds remaining to play. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Touchdown, Midshipman. And they've got the lead in the final minute.
And how about this QB coming up clutch in a big moment? Gotta have it. Dreamed about it your whole life. He puts the ball on the money. They make the catch, take the lead with seconds remaining on the clock.
The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Got to get everybody lined up quickly. Time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Dropping back, it's Carr. He's going up top here late in the game. And the pass is incomplete, and the ball game is over, and this will be